Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in. Tonight I'm going to make my second angel card. I had planned to do this last night, but I ran out of steam. So I'm here again tonight, getting ready to make this card. Again, I am taking this from a Unity stamp angel. And this one is called Maria Girl. And it's quite large. It's quite substantial size. I love it. It's a beautiful, hopefully that's not showing a glare. It's a beautiful angel, but this is my normal size card panel, and this is the size of the angel. Okay, so you can see she's a pretty substantial size of an angel. When you compare her to the one that I made last night, which is, this is a regular size card, you can see how large this angel is. And that's fine, but I want to be able to have a little bit of card around my card, you know, so I can embellish it and put a sentiment on it. So I'm actually going to bump this up to 5x7 card tonight. So it's going to be a little bit bigger than what we're used to, but it still can be a normal size card, you know, A2 if you like. It's just with whatever your own personal preference. So yeah, last night I made these two cards. Actually, my YouTube video decided to just stop recording about 40 minutes into the card making tutorial. So this is the one that I was making live, and then this was the one that I made after the live. So I have photos of them on my blog. If you're not aware of my blog, you can find my blog. It's called thehopefulcrafter.blogspot.com. And I also have Instagram. It's Schultz551. You can send me a email with your address, and I'd be happy to mail you a card, because I have a lot of cards and I really want to mail them to people. And if I don't get people that want me to mail them to them, then I'm just going to have to give them away, because when you make so many cards, you all know you accumulate them. So one more thing that I said last night was I was going to show you something that came in the mail yesterday that I was so excited about. So if any of you have been watching me, I don't know, since I started my YouTube channel, one of my favorite sentiments is just breathe. And I had a hard time finding a die cut that said just breathe. And last week I stumbled across this very small company called Casual Fridays. And I want to show you the sticker that came on the envelope. It says Casual Friday stamps. Warning. Whole lot of fun in here. Prepare to get nothing done. Possible side effects include inability to do housework, laundry pile-ups, forgetting to make dinner, grumpy, hungry family members may occur. So I thought that was really funny. And I'm just so excited that I found this die. And I'll show you what it looks like, because of course, as I was so excited to have it, that I made a couple cuts out of it already. There's the breathe. And here we have just breathe. All right, isn't that pretty? That is just, it's perfect. It's a nice big sentiment. Actually, I cut it out again. That's another cut that I made of it. Here we go. Of course, they're going to get stuck together. And then I have one it's a little darker. So you're probably looking at this and thinking, well, that's really nice. Where did you get that ombre paper at? Well, this is actually background paper that I made using Brutus Monroe aqua pigments. And I'm going to show you how I make it tonight. Because in order to get a card panel the size that I need that looks like this, I have to go up a size. And I'm going to, hold on a second. Let me put my die cuts back in the baggie so I don't lose them. Because I might use those tonight. But we will see. I have a couple other things in mind too. So what I did was I have some panels that I previously created when I was playing with my aqua pigments. But they're just not quite large enough for this 5x7. So what we're going to do tonight, we're going to create this background panel effect using aqua pigments. And something that you might not think, but saran wrap. Alrighty then, let's get started, shall we? Thank you all for tuning in tonight. I'm real excited that you're here. I'm excited to be able to make this card. And in order to save a couple steps, I did already heat emboss our angel. And I used Pearl, Brutus Monroe Pearl embossing powder. And so you can see a little bit of the outline. And this is on Not Your Mama's cardstock. Okay, so this is like a heavy duty. It's not a watercolor paper, but this is Not Your Mama's cardstock. It takes the aqua pigments very well. All right, so we've stamped it out, heat embossed it, and here we go. We're ready to get going. So I have my palette here of my different aqua pigment colors, and the colors that I have selected come from a variety set that I purchased, I don't know, a couple months ago, the Easter assortment. So this is called Basket Grass, the purple one. The blue one in the middle is called Raindrop, and the yellow one is Peep. So they're really pretty pastel colors, and I want my angel to be just pastel colors. So I picked those 3 colors out. I also grabbed 2 metallics. One's called Iris, and one's called Delphinium. And they are really pretty as well, and I'm going to probably use a little bit of those in there. And then finally the silver, pearl, and white aqua pigments, which I don't know that I'm going to use white, but I most likely will use the silver and the pearl. All right, what I have here are some water brushes. This is the plastic kind, and I have some water here to the side in a bowl. I have some paper towels, and we will go ahead and get started with coloring our angel. So I normally don't listen to myself playback on my YouTube videos, but I did the one last night because I thought I had said a couple crazy things, and it was a lot of bloopers, and it was kind of funny. I was making fun of myself. And when I said that, one of the things that I said, and you might not even have caught this, but this angel reminded me, and the brick wall in the back reminded me of something I had seen in Nashville when I recently visited there. And it was a 3 or 4 story building with these gigantic angel wings on the background, painted in white, and how people basically lined the block to get their photo taken with it. Well, I said a 3-foot building. So yeah, I don't think that would be much of an impact now, would it? All right, that was one of those things, you know, when you're trying to craft and talk at the same time. Some of you might be really good at that, but for me, it can be a dangerous exploration trying to do that. So I thought I had some silver in one of my wells, but I don't see any silver. I wanted to do her hair in silver aqua pigment, but I don't see any silver in any of these wells. So let me grab my other palette. Excuse me. Okay, this one's a lot brighter because it has, I was doing neon aqua pigment painting last week. Boy, that was a lot of fun. All right, I'm just going to shake this up really good. You've got to get a good shake going so that you can get the pigment to disperse from the bottom of the bottle. Yeah, it accumulates at the bottom, but isn't that just lovely? Isn't that gorgeous? Whoops, how about if I get on camera? Okay. We just need a few drops of silver. Put it in here and start our painting. Now, when I'm painting my main piece, I don't normally dilute it. I just go straight into the aqua color and straight down to my paper. I normally don't dilute it. Now, if I was painting a scene with like trees and sky and water, I might water things down a little bit. But for this purpose, I like to keep it right straight the pigment. Sorry guys, I'm so tired. I had a long day. Even though I worked from home today, I had a pretty big report to get done. So my brain, yeah, it's a little bit on autopilot right now. But yeah, okay, so that's kind of light. Probably isn't the best choice of color for her hair. So I'll put this palette aside. I'm going to take a paper towel and just blot that. Okay, so that's not a problem. It's okay. I can go in with a different color. And I think what I'll do is just go in with some yellow, since I have this. And so this aqua pigment, it dried up from before when I was using it. But I can reactivate it just by adding a little bit of water to the well, and then you'll see I'm able to get my color activated again. Yeah, that's a little bit better. You can actually see that a little bit better as far as her hair color here. And I can always go back in and reapply. And I'm just using my... One thing that's nice about when you heat emboss and then watercolor, you have these nice areas here that you can color in, and it keeps your paint from running a little bit into the area that you don't want to run it into, have it run into. So that's nice. Okay. While I'm doing sort of like the smaller sections, she's holding a heart pendant. So I'm going to take, I have a little bit of this, it's called Garnet. It's from the Brutus Monroe Birthstone Aqua Pigment set. So I'm going to take some of the Garnet, okay, and just color in this little tiny heart here. It's really tiny. I'm not even sure if you can see it on the screen, but she's holding a pendant with a heart. And no, that didn't do a very good job staying on the line, but it's okay. I'm not going to stress about it. I just dab it up here. Oh, my nose is so stuffy today. All right. All right, that's better. I'd salvage that a little bit. So for her dress, I want to make it a light purple. All right, so I've got this purple color here. This is the Basket Grass Brutus Monroe Aqua Pigment called Basket Grass from the Easter set. It was a limited time set. Okay. All right. And that's going to look really nice for her. It's going to be definitely muted shades. Nothing really bright or overpowering. Words are overpowering me today. I can't seem to speak them. I'm going to add some fresh in there just to hopefully get a smoother result. Whoa, that was a gigantic dump. Okay, that's all right. We will use it up on this one. I also made a couple more. One was a fairy and another angel just like this. So what I don't use up on this, I will use up after I'm done filming and make some more. Now, I'm not by any means an excellent watercolorist or a watercolorist who, you know, has a lot of practice. I don't have a lot of practice. I don't have any, I've never taken an art class on how to watercolor. I just know what I know from watching the person who developed this product, Christopher Allen, making the tutorials on how to use them, and just by practicing and playing with them myself and learning how they work, being able to understand, you know, how to apply them. And I just do the best that I can. I don't do perfect. And I just do the best that I can. So you'll see here that in the areas that are sort of, it's textured. I don't know how else to explain it, but it has like these little dots. The aqua pigment, the aqua color, the watercolor metallic is, you know, kind of saturating there, which is fine. That way you'll have your shading. So but it's definitely laying down thicker in that area, so that'll make it nice. That's the way that her dress is, and the, you know, you can just imagine the fabric of the dress, you know. Oh, there's a stray hair. Fabric of the dress just kind of having some slight movement there. I'm being careful in this section because I don't want to go over the heart that I already painted. I'll go in with a slightly smaller brush tip, and what I'll do is I'll move up to her shoulders and paint the bodice of her dress first before I go into that area around that piece of jewelry that she's holding, that heart necklace. So I don't know if you're familiar with Unity Stamp Company. They make such beautiful stamps, and many times they have not only angels, but women, men, you know, that are stamped. Let me show you one that I did. So this is a fairy that I purchased off of Unity, and if you can't see it very well, it's like beautiful, just beautiful. I did that one. And then this is one of the women, the girls. I think that's really pretty. So yeah, so I was just, while I had my embossing powders out, I just figured I would make a couple while I was at it. Just like with anything, you saw the Just Breathe that I had die cut. I mean, if I'm going to make a couple, it's easier for me just to make a couple, then I'll have them, and then I'll have them available and ready to use the next time. Unless I'm doing a video, then I won't make more than the one that I need. But anyways, back to Unity. I love their stamps, and I love the detail and the quality. I love red rubber stamps. They're just, you can't beat them when it comes to this type of thing. When you have this type of accuracy, I guess is one way of saying it. Just the amount of detail and the amount of precision that a red rubber stamp offers. Another rubber stamp company that I have purchased from before is Blue Knight Rubber Stamps, and I actually made a video of stamp that I purchased from them with a covered bridge, and that was really pretty. I've had pictures on my Facebook and Instagram of different cards that I've made with Blue Knight Rubber Stamps, so I like them as well a lot. So they're good companies, you know, these small companies, even the Brutus Monroe. I mean, they're, you know, small businesses, and I try to support them as much as I can. Wow, that's really turning out really nice, you guys. I like it a lot. I'm just going to go in here with another layer at the bottom just to try to saturate the color. One thing that's nice about Not Your Mama's cardstock that I'm using, it holds up really well to wet adhesives, not adhesives, but wet applications, and wet adhesives for that matter. But that's not what I meant. So, wow, that's so pretty. Oh my gosh. Wow, so pretty. Okay, I want to use a little bit of blue and silver together to color in the wings. So I recently added some silver to my palette. Gonna bring that palette over here and add some delphinium to the silver. You can definitely add colors together. Hopefully it's not too dark. If it is, we'll go in with the light blue. Okay, so that's just silver and delphinium together. Pardon me here while I rinse off my brushes and get ready for a new color. Okay, let's dry this off. Okay, let's go with this one. All right, let's mix it. Let's give it a mix. Oh, it's so pretty. It's really pretty. It's very much the delphinium, but with a little bit of extra silver in it. Yeah, it's almost the same exact color anyways as delphinium. I guess if I would add some white, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to make sure this is really thin when I go onto my paper for the first. Yeah, that's nice. Although, you might be thinking, why is she making her wings blue? Why isn't she just making them silver? So let's do some silver and see how that goes. Okay. All right, we'll go in with silver. Oh. Okay, hold on 1 second so I can get a clean brush. And then we'll compare the two and decide which one looks the best for her wings. And if her wings have a little, if we decide to go with the silver and her, one side has a tint of blue, that's okay. We'll match it up. See, to me, that isn't showing enough color. I just feel like the blue adds interest, and the blue gives it some definition, whereas the silver is just kind of, I mean, it's beautiful, don't get me wrong, but I don't really see much effect there. I don't see much. So let's go into the blue again, the delphinium, and add that on top of the silver. And that might be more of a better effect. That way you've got your base of silver with just a little tint of blue on top. That was probably better than just going straight in, adding silver to blue. Yeah, I think that looks nice. I think that looks good. Yeah, that looks really good. It's a very pretty blue. It's a soft blue. It's not real. All right, so I need to go in with my silver first, just so that I have matching wings. And then I'll go over it with the silver and blue mixed together. So I wanted to tell everybody that I hope you have a great Mother's Day. It's Mother's Day weekend 2019, and thankful for all the moms out there who've done such a good job of raising up families, and thankful for my mom who did a wonderful job raising us when we were young and still taking good care of us to this day. And we're going to see her on Sunday So that'll be nice. We see her pretty much every Sunday. We're very fortunate that we live nearby and we can spend time together as a family on Sundays. She usually makes a pretty big meal and we all get together for lunch. We're not a very big family. It's, but, you know, it's nice to be able to spend time together. My mother-in-law passed away 10 years ago, and she was very sweet, and we got along very well, and definitely miss her very much. Missing her on Mother's Day weekend. Okay, let me just go in here and add a couple more. I know that Mother's Day weekend, you know, it's hard for people who lost their moms. And so I want you to know that if you're one of those folks, that you're in my prayers and thoughts, and I'll keep you in my thoughts and prayers this weekend. Oh, that looks really nice. I'm really pleased with that. I love the metallic aqua pigments. I love the way they shimmer, and oh, they're so gorgeous. Okay, now we need to go back and fix her hair. Let me switch my palette again. I've got a lot of silver and blue left over. I'm gonna have to really use that up, and I will. I don't let it go to waste. All right, so I'm gonna go in here with the yellow, spin my card around so I have a better angle, and reapply to her hair. Yeah. I see a lot of spots that I missed when I went over it the first time. And I'm really looking forward to showing you how to use the Saran Wrap to make a really cool background technique. You could use it with any watercolors, not just the aqua pigments from Brutus Monroe. That's one of my most favorite techniques to use when making backgrounds. Then when you have those backgrounds and you need to make a quick card, you can grab one, or you can use it like I did, you know, for die cuts. Okay. Just gonna get her hair colored in better. Again, I think it's just a little bit thick. I've been reusing it a lot. This aqua pigment yellow. Peep, it's called Peep. It came out with the Easter. Let me just water it down a little bit. It came out with the Easter set. Okay. Oh, that looks so nice. That looks so nice. Alrighty. I have some flesh colored, I don't know, I consider it to be like a flesh color. It's from the Birthstone Aqua Pigments. It's, let me see here. It's November Citrine. I think it makes a nice flesh tone as well. Let me just pull my water brushes over here and rinse them out because we're almost done with this part. I don't want to leave them in the jar where they will get bent in the water jar. Okay, so I've got this fine tip brush. I'm going to go in and reactivate this. And I'm just going to color in her face and her neck and her hands. And boom, that's done. You could go with any color. Okay, there. That turned out really nice. I'm really pleased. Yep, looks good. Now I see some spots on her dress, but I just want to go over one more time just to get that same consistency the whole way through. I'm going to dry one of my brushes here. Lay down a little bit more, that pretty purple. Yeah, it's hard to believe this weekend's Mother's Day. Soon it'll be Father's Day. Time is just flying by this year. Okay, so while that's drying, and I can also use a heat tool to dry it, let's go ahead and create our background. So I just have a paper towel that I was using for sopping up my water with. I'm going to grab that larger piece of Not Your Mama's cardstock. All right, we've got it. I'm just going to lay it on here just to catch the extra water. Okay, I have a large paintbrush here that I'm going to use. So this is the technique where we create our own backgrounds. All right, I'm going to move this palette out of the way so I don't spill any paints anywhere. Okay, and I'm just going to take my water and I'm going to just make my paper wet. And if you don't want to use a brush, you can just use some bottled water. This is just a spray bottle. Just going to dampen my water up. And you can also take a brush and dampen the water. Dampen the paper up with water, I mean. And then here comes the fun part. Okay, what we're going to do is use up what I had left here of this. We're just going to dump it right onto the, like that. Okay, and I'm just going to take it right out of that well. Okay, just like that. And then I can spray it again to get it moving again. I can also, I'm going to take some of this iris color and I'm just going to drop it right onto the paper. If I can get the bottle open. And, oh, come on, bottle. Okay. My goodness, these are hard to open. Oh, I don't care what anybody says. All right. So because the paper is damp, you'll see that it starts to bloom immediately. All right. Take some of the delphinium, add it to the page. Okay. That one came open a little bit easier. I hope I'm on screen. I got so excited I didn't even check. Yeah, I am. And then I'm going to take some of the pearl color. So that's a ton of aqua pigment. Okay, it's probably way more than needed. I'm just going to spray this back corner. Just want to get those colors moving. And what I do then, again, I learned this technique. And I'm going to get a piece of cling wrap. Not the press and seal, but the old-fashioned saran wrap. Of course, it's sticking. My room is so humid. I had the window open last night, but then all these bugs were like flying in. I don't know where they were all coming from. I mean, I have a screen in my window, but I was like, oh, no more opening the window at night. Okay, go ahead and tap that down and smush it around. You want to get those colors to be mingling. You want the colors to mingle. It's okay to lift the paper up too. You don't have to just do a 1 lift. You can do a 2 lift. Oh, I'm going off the screen. Sorry, folks. Let me go up a little bit higher so you can see here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and add more color because it's not quite as colorful as I would like it to be. Oh, come on. This iris is not easy to open. Okay.